My sister used my identity to borrow $203,000 for plastic surgery, then told the entire internet I was jealous because I couldn't stand her finally being the pretty one. I found out the day my entire adult life collapsed in a windowless mortgage office on LaSalle Street in Chicago. I was 34, an ER nurse at Rush who had worked every single holiday since Obama was president. I had held dying teenagers while their mothers screamed in the hallway, had Narcan 23-year-olds on prom night, had coded a father of 3 for 47 minutes on Christmas Eve while his kids waited outside with a social worker. 9 straight years of that life so I could finally put 20% down on a 1910 two-flat in Logan Square with original stained glass transoms, oak floors that only needed refinishing, and a clawfoot tub I'd already bought new brass faucets for on Etsy. The offer was accepted. The inspection passed with flying colors. The rate was locked at 6.2%. I was one signature away from the first thing that would ever truly be mine alone. Carla, the loan officer, called me herself. Her voice had the same softness we use when we have to tell a family we lost the patient. Riley, I need you to sit down. Your mid-FICO is 428. There are 6 unsecured personal loans opened in your name in the last 18 months. Total outstanding balance, $203,412. When were you planning to disclose this debt? I laughed, because my brain literally had no other response. Then the laugh turned into a sound I didn't recognize, something between a sob and a scream. The lenders were the usual suspects: SoFi, Lightstream, Best Egg, Upgrade, Happy Money, and one Miami-based company that advertised between Maury paternity tests. Every single application had my social security number typed perfectly, my exact date of birth, my employment verification from Rush HR, even the tiny scar on my left knee I'd had biopsied in 2021. The stated purpose on every form, word for word: elective cosmetic enhancement and post-operative recovery. I drove to my parents' house in Naperville on autopilot, the kind where you don't remember red lights or turns. Ashley opened the door like she'd been waiting for a ring light that didn't exist. The sister I'd grown up with was erased. In her place stood a woman with a jawline sharp enough to cut glass, cheek implants so high and round they looked like she was perpetually smiling for a passport photo, a nose so small and upturned it looked drawn on with a Sharpie, and lips that no longer closed naturally because the filler had migrated north. Her once thin, dishwater blonde hair was now thick, platinum, $1,200 balayage that swung like a shampoo commercial. She wore a white silk robe monogrammed AH in Swarovski crystals and smelled like $400 perfume and the kind of confidence you can only buy on someone else's credit. Tada! She spun, robe flaring dramatically. Phase 1 is complete. Dr. Feldman says I'm in his personal top 5 transformations of all time. Wait till you see Phase 2 next month. Mom swept in from the kitchen holding 2 chilled flutes and a bottle of Veuve Clicquot she absolutely could not afford. Close your mouth, Riley, you look deranged. Your sister has been through hell with that divorce. She deserved to feel beautiful again. I found my voice somewhere around my ankles. Those loans are in my name, Mom. $203,000. Mom rolled her eyes exactly the way she did when I was 12 and asked why Ashley got a brand new Jeep Wrangler at 16 while I took the CTA to high school. Yes, darling, Ashley's credit was destroyed after Jason cleaned out the accounts and ran off with that bottle service child. You make incredible money at the hospital, and it's basically an interest-free family loan. Once Harper Glow Studios opens, she'll pay it all back. You won't even feel it. Ashley tilted her head in the hallway mirror, admiring her new chin like it was the Mona Lisa. Exactly. I already have the LLC filed, the architect, and 3 investors lined up. You're technically my seed investor. So thank you. She flashed the $18,000 porcelain veneer smile she'd put on my tab. Dad walked in from the garage carrying 2 overflowing Nordstrom bags and a bouquet of 200 long-stem roses that probably cost more than his car payment. Got her some La Perla recovery bras and that new Dyson Airwrap she wanted. Silk button-downs are better after a neck lift, apparently. He kissed the top of Ashley's perfectly contoured head like she'd just been awarded the Nobel Prize. I stood in their marble foyer feeling the floor drop out from under me, the same way it does when you realize the patient on the monitor just flatlined. That night, I discovered the auto payments had already begun. $3,827 drafted from my checking account on the 12th of every month like clockwork. My rent was $1,950. My student loans were $412. My car insurance was $189. My grocery budget was whatever was left after that. The math was brutal and immediate. I did what any rational human would do when their entire financial future is stolen by someone who shares their childhood bedroom memories. I froze every credit bureau on earth. I filed police reports in Chicago, Naperville, and Miami-Dade County. I hired Danielle Park, a consumer protection attorney who once made a Real Housewife pay $1.4 million for the exact same crime. I changed every password I'd ever created since middle school AIM. I installed a Ring Pro that could see my mailbox, my front door, half the hallway, and the soul of anyone who approached. I bought a fireproof safe bolted to the floor and started sleeping with the only key on a chain around my neck like a combat medic's dog tag. And then I watched Ashley's victory tour in real time. She moved back into my parents' 5-bedroom, 4,800 square foot Naperville McMansion to heal properly. Her Instagram, at Ashley Harper Glow Up, exploded from 4,200 followers to 112,000 in 9 weeks. Every day was a new post. Ice rolling her new cheekbones with a $400 jade roller, lymphatic drainage massages with a $600 rose quartz gua sha, diamond peel facials, fox eye PDO thread lifts, BBL recovery photos in a $300 faja that left absolutely nothing to the imagination. Captions like, "Sometimes you have to bet everything on yourself before the world catches up." Syringe sparkles beyond grateful for my family, who saw my vision when I couldn't. She tagged Rush ER in half her stories. My coworkers started a private group chat called Ashley Tax Receipts. They sent me screenshots of her thanking my incredible support system while I was holding pressure on a gunshot wound at 3 a.m. On New Year's Day, the comments were vicious and glorious. Imagine your sister paying for your entire face and you still act like it's self-made. Nurse money hits different, huh? Hope the sister takes her to court and gets that face repossessed. Ashley went live one night under her $400 ring light, reading hate comments in a fake sad voice while sipping a $22 green juice. Guys, stop attacking my family. My sister is literally my best friend and biggest supporter. She's just private about social media. 51,000 people watched her lie through lips that cost me $22,000. I printed everything. I printed the loan applications with my forged signature. You could see the hesitation marks where she practiced the R in Riley for weeks. I printed the ID selfie she submitted to SoFi. My Illinois driver's license photo with her new face badly photoshopped over mine. Eyes slightly crossed like a bad filter. I printed the Venmo trail from my account to Feldman Cosmetic Surgery. $48,000 in one day labeled nose plus eyes. $35,000 labeled BBL plus 360 lipo. $28,000 labeled face package. I printed the group chat where she told her best friend Courtney, "She works 60 hours a week. She'll never notice all nurses are rich and have no life." I built a timeline on actual poster board like a homicide detective. Color-coded tabs. Laminated pages. A forensic handwriting expert's report that cost me $2,500 and concluded, the alleged borrower exhibits tremor and hesitation inconsistent with the known writer. Translation. Ashley practiced my signature in crayon first. Mom attempted the first intervention 5 weeks in. Sunday dinner, prime rib, the good china. Ashley in a new silk slip dress that hugged her brand new hourglass figure like it was poured on. Riley. Mom started voice dripping with martini and manipulation. The detective came to the country club. People are talking. Can't we just call it a sister loan and move on? Ashley's brand partnerships are on hold and she's devastated. Dad nodded like a dashboard bobblehead. Blood is thicker than money, kiddo. Always has been, always will be. Ashley produced actual tears. She'd paid extra for tear trough filler, so they'd look cinematic. I was suicidal after Jason left me for that 22-year-old. I needed to feel beautiful again. You've always been the pretty one naturally. I just wanted to catch up. She actually said that. With the face I was paying $3,827 a month to maintain. I slid the laminated poster board across the table like evidence in a murder trial. Open it. Mom opened it like it might explode. Dad's face went the color of the rare steak. Ashley's new chin implant trembled so hard her voice came out in a squeak. "You're being dramatic," she whispered. That night she showed up at my apartment at 2:13 a.m. Drunk on Mom's Grey Goose, pounding the door in clear acrylic heels and a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. "You're destroying my life," she screamed into the Ring camera, mascara running like cheap watercolor. "I'll kill myself if these deals fall through. Is that what you want? My blood on your hands." I saved the clip, thanked her for the recorded confession, and went back to sleep. The collections calls escalated. One agency got my direct extension at the nurse's station and called during a cardiac arrest. My charge nurse pulled me into the med room. Riley, whatever this is, fix it. Patients are complaining about the phone ringing off the hook. I sat in my car in the parking garage that night and vomited into a Dunkin' bag. 2 days later, the wage garnishment hit. 15% of every paycheck. Gone before I even saw it. That was the night I stopped playing nice. I made the Facebook post at 11:11 p.m. on a Thursday from my real account, the one with 412 friends, including my entire nursing school cohort, my aunt in Arizona, and half the Rush ER. 9 single-spaced pages. Screenshots in perfect chronological order. Forged signatures side by side with my real one. The Frankenstein driver's license photo. The Venmo trail. The Instagram posts. The group chat screenshots. The handwriting expert report. The police report numbers. The garnishment notice. Title: My sister stole my identity to buy a new face. Here's exactly what it cost me. I hit post and turned my phone face down. By the time I woke up for my 7 a.m. shift, it had 147,000 shares and was the top story on every Chicago news site. By noon, it was on the Today Show website. By Friday, the Daily Mail had drone shots of my parents' house with the headline House of Horrors. Sister's $200,000 face steals nurse's future. Ashley's follower count froze at 112K. Then plummeted. Brands posted statements. Pausing collaboration with at Ashley Harper glow up pending investigation. Dr. Feldman's office turned off comments and issued a vague statement about reviewing financing records. Mom left 183 voicemails in 6 days. The final one was just her screaming, "You've killed your sister," before dissolving into theatrical sobs. Dad tried the suicide card next. "She's got a bottle of pills, Riley. Is your credit score worth your sister's life?" I forwarded that voicemail to Detective Morales. He added witness intimidation and coercion to the charges. The restitution hearing was in the Dirksen Federal Building downtown. Ashley wore a modest beige sheath dress 2 sizes too small because her body was still swollen from the BBL. Her lawyer tried to argue implied family consent. The judge made Ashley read my victim impact statement aloud in open court. When she got to the part where I wrote about sleeping in my car in sub-zero Chicago weather because rent bounced after garnishment, her voice broke so badly the court reporter asked her to repeat it 3 times. She was ordered to pay $258,400 total. Principal, interest, attorney fees, court costs, punitive damages. She filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy 4 months later. Mom and Dad co-signed her new apartment in Schaumburg and got evicted 7 months after that when she spent the rent money on filler touch UPS and a new breast augmentation to balance the proportions. I still bought the 2-flat. Smaller down payment, 8.3% interest instead of 6.2%. But the closing agent handed me the keys and whispered, "I read your story. This one's yours. No co-signers. No ghosts." Ashley messages me sometimes from burner numbers. The latest one, last week. "You won. Are you happy now?" I never reply. Some victories aren't sweet. They're just quiet. I still work ER. I still pick up every overtime shift. But now when I come home, the mailbox holds only seed catalogs and ads for patio furniture. The ring shows only raccoons and DoorDash drivers. The second bedroom has fresh sheets and a deadbolt on the inside. I keep it ready for any nurse, any sister, any daughter who finally decides that peace is worth more than permission. Every night I sit on my own back porch, my string lights, my $9.99 Target chairs paid for with my own blood and overtime, and drink coffee from a mug that says, "Survived my family and all I got was this lousy FICO score." 7 years until the bankruptcy falls off my report. Forever until the betrayal does. But the deed is in my name only. The keys are on my keyring only. And no one, no sister with a borrowed face, no mother with borrowed guilt, no father with borrowed excuses, will ever Photoshop themselves into this life again. I earned this silence the hard way, and I'm keeping it.